Hey pals, welcome back to 100 miles, 100 days, $100 treadmill. I'm Tanya, that's Jim. He always likes to be here with me while I'm working out. So yeah, come along with us. We walk just a mile and we talk about Disney and other crazy stuff, and it's just a good time. Only takes about 20 minutes, and you can do about 20 minutes, can't you pals? All right, see you on the treadmill. All right, you guys ready to get going? Let's turn on the treadmill and do our countdown. Come on, everybody, here we go. And let's ramp it up. The reason I actually have to ramp it up every day is because when it starts, it only starts at like 0.6 miles per hour. So I have to start it at least 1 mile an hour to get my blood flowing. I don't know about you guys, but you know, this is all about taking things at your own pace. This isn't about doing things at my pace, because Lord knows I'm not doing this for anybody but myself. So gonna just adjust this a little bit. So how are you guys doing on this fine day? I cannot believe we have reached day 13. I mean, I know I say that every day, like because I say it because I literally cannot believe that I'm still doing this every day. That this means we've gone 13 miles so far. And at the end of this, it's going to mean that we've gone 100 miles. And what does that look like? That's, you know, today we've reached kind of those pinnacle miles of how many miles you might do in just a day at Disneyland. Or how many miles I might do in just a day. I don't know about you. We're all different. And so yeah, it's just about feeling better and getting ourselves moving. So I'm glad to be doing it every day. I think you can probably already tell that I'm feeling better and sounding happier. And that's just because I'm finally getting into the swing of actually doing this at some sort of a regular time and learning how to edit and not feeling quite as helpless, I guess, it's not quite the word I'm looking for, because I don't feel helpless when I'm editing, but I'm feeling a lot more confident. I have that eye, a better eye for what I want to film now, and hopefully that's getting a little more interesting to watch. Trying to keep things down to that 20-minute time frame is, I guess, getting easier. I don't have as many ums and buts and so's to cut out as I did in the very beginning, because I didn't have the confidence that I have now when I'm just walking and talking to you. I didn't have the confidence to walk on the treadmill and look at you and have all this be kind of seamless. So it's definitely getting to that place where I can talk with my hands, which I normally do, and not for very long yet. Maybe by the end of the 100 days, I'll be talking to you like I'm not even on a treadmill anymore, but I don't trust myself. I tried to throw myself off of this thing many times in the beginning. So that's just in general for me. I will fall off of a curb. I will trip over things that aren't there. One of the joys of being me. Something I wanted to talk to you guys about today is experiences in the park. We'll do a little bit of of working on the app. And I think hopefully you guys are getting more and more familiar with that. Please do keep up with your comments that you're making on the videos and what it is you do and don't understand about using the app, and terminology that maybe gets used when in the parks and when using the app that you don't understand. I don't know. There's just I don't feel like there's any dumb questions about any of this stuff, because it's not easy to do, and I would love for you guys to have just as much fun being in the park as I do, because you understand how to use the tools that are available to you to use, or to just know that they're there and avoid them at all costs. I don't know. I don't know what you're looking for in a trip. You got to tell me. This is where I'm looking for a community here. So keep talking to me and let me know about those things, because I got to tell you, when I first started learning all this stuff, it seemed super overwhelming. And I'm the kind of person that when I get excited about something, there's a part of my brain that kind of shuts off with being able to take in relevant information. I just kind of gloss over and I go, ooh, something shiny. Ooh, something shiny. Ooh, something shiny. And I've accepted that that's the kind of person that I am. Learning all of the ins and outs of how to use the app, the maps of Disneyland, all these kinds of things has helped that part of my brain to kind of calm down when I'm in the park, so that I'm not just at the end of the day saying, I don't know, I did a bunch of stuff and I walked around for 14 miles, but I don't remember any of it because everything was so shiny. Chris asked me one time before this last trip that we took, did I think that all of the time that I've spent learning the ins and outs and the maps of the parks, did I think it was going to decrease my enjoyability, if that's a word, my ability to enjoy the parks? Was it going to take some of that sparkle away? And for me, it's like just what I explained to you. It helps to calm down the sparkles so that I can really enjoy my day and remember what I've done, and not just be in that kind of state of overexcitement all day long. That's just, I'm not going to gloss over who I am and what happens to my brain when I'm in Disneyland, because that's simply what happens to me. I feel like I'm 5 years old and I want to run around and meet all the characters, and I get silly, and that's super fun for me. That's what I like. I'm not going to make excuses for it anymore. It's just who I am and what I like to do. So kind of to build on top of that is one of the things that started happening on this last trip that Chris and I took, is that I have the confidence and the outfits in the park to make myself stand out a little bit. And when we're waiting in lines and I overhear people having trouble with using the app, or I overhear people wondering where they should go for lunch or anything like that, I now have the confidence to bring other people in to my community of, I know how to do that thing. Would you like me to help you? And it's adding this whole new layer to my enjoyment of Disneyland that I never had before. It's super fun. This last time we were there, and we were waiting in line to get our picture taken with the giant Mickey pumpkin, the Winky Blinky Mickey, they call him. and there was a pretty long line, and so we waited in line for, I don't know, 10 minutes maybe. So don't be afraid of those big long lines, parentheses, because they do go pretty fast. But anyway, so we're waiting in that line, and I could hear the people, the group behind me, the family behind me, talking about not being sure how to use their lightning lanes, and that they needed to meet another member of their family a little bit later on over by Space Mountain, and how do they get started and how do they do that? And Chris looked at me sideways. And I turned around and I said, "Can I help you with that?" And made friends with these people and showed them what they needed to know, or what they were looking to do on the app, and helped them book their lightning lane that they needed. So that was fun. You know, I kind of finished what I was talking about with them and turned back around and was talking to Chris, and they asked me a couple minutes later if I could help them with their next step that they needed to do. And I was like, sure, I'm right here. And there's this fun thing now that I feel like I'm almost like I'm like an unofficial cast member, because I've learned so much, and that I love helping people in the park, and I've learned a lot of that from actual cast members, because they're just always friendly and always want to help. I don't know, I just feel like as a part of the Disney adult community, not that I owe it to people, but I really enjoy when I can interact with a stranger and have a positive outcome like that. It is building that community for me that I had been missing, and I love bringing you guys along on this. It's really great. So what I'm going to talk about next is complimenting those cast members. But before we talk about that, what do you think we're going to do? That's right. We're going to hydrate. Awesome. So we're going to use our app to learn how to give a compliment. I mean, obviously, you can compliment a cast member right to their face. But what I'm going to help you do is to leave a compliment on the app. This is kind of a hidden thing. So I think that this should be something that is far more accessible and that people should know about. Hopefully we're all getting very familiar with opening our app, seeing our opening screens. We're going to use that hamburger button. And from this page, we're going to scroll all the way down to the bottom for help and feedback. So you'll see that there's help, accessibility, cast compliments, privacy, and legal. So they do kind of, I don't know, I feel like they kind of hide this. So we're going to click on cast compliments, and it's going to take you to this page where we can leave a compliment recognizing a specific cast member. So what I try to do, again, as part of like building my Disney community, I try to do one of these specific compliments every day. I don't really know. I would love to hear from an actual cast member to know if they actually get these compliments when they happen. But that is my understanding, that these compliments do get to the cast member. So what you can do, so it says, recognize how Disneyland Resort cast members made your visit even more memorable by making a selection below. So the required part is up here in blue, and I'd like to say thanks for, and they give you a list of things to say thanks for. Several years ago, this used to be like you had kind of almost like a tweet. You had about 155 characters to be able to say specifically what they had done for you, but now you have to just choose from a drop-down menu. So there's a lot of different things you can choose from here. So we're just going to go ahead and click going above and beyond to resolve a situation or issue. And then you're going to pick your location. So we're going to go ahead and say we're in Disneyland, and we were in Fantasyland at one of the attractions. And here's the optional part. So this is the part that you have to do a little bit of work on. Chris and I have started kind of tag teaming for this. And when we have a good interaction with someone, we kind of cue each other by calling the cast member by name, because they always have a badge, just like you see kind of up in that corner right there that says cast. It will have their name and their home location. So if you have their name, put their name in the cast member first name. If you remember what their hometown that's listed on their name tag is, you can put that in there, and then the date of your interaction. And then you'll click submit. I'm not going to click submit because I don't have anything specific to talk about today, because I haven't been there. But yeah, you can, if you just try to kind of make mental note of the fact of what that person's name is and what their hometown is, then I think it has a better chance of actually getting to that cast member. Again, I would love to know if the cast members get any kind of perk or extra, or if it's just nice to hear that somebody thought they did a good job. That is just one of the things that I make a point of every day, submitting a compliment for a cast member while I'm at the parks. It does something for me as well. It makes me look for the good. It makes me look for where people are trying. It makes me look for things that maybe aren't big and flashy, but that helped me throughout the day. Did a cast member stop what they were doing just to say, yeah, the bathroom is over there? It could be as small as that absolutely changed your day for the better, because somebody stopped and took the time to say, I know where that is, can I help you? And I think we just don't acknowledge people enough for that. we go through life kind of thinking, well, it's their job to be, they work in Disneyland. It's their job to be nice. It's their job to be happy. But we don't know what's going on in their life, just like they don't know what's going on in ours. And I can't imagine that can be easy every single day of the week to come to Disney and see everybody on vacation, and you have to go to work that day, and it's work for you, and you still take the time to be nice. And I don't know, I think that's just something that I'm trying to take into my everyday life. It's just, I don't know what's going on in other people's lives. They don't know what's going on in mine. But how hard is it to just try to be nice? For me, it's not that hard. I think maybe just like anything else, maybe like walking on a treadmill, it takes some practice. You get better at it, and then it just becomes natural. Almost there. Oh, they'll be there next time around. Might even be over. There's our mile, pals. Good job. Okay, pals, that's day 13 in the books. I have no cats to show you today. Our girls are home from college, so they have better things to do than hang around with me. There's my ears for the day. It's another one of my favorites is the old Donald Duck. And yeah, so thanks for coming along on our 100 miles and 100 days on a $100 treadmill. And we'll see you back here tomorrow. Bye, pals.